Welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks so much for watching us today. We are coming to you from IT Expo West 2010 in Los Angeles. On our program today is Chris O'Connell. He is a director of product marketing at Nimsoft. Chris, welcome.
Thank you, Rich. Great to be here.
So, best thing I think we can do with this interview is to tell us a little bit about Nimsoft.
Nimsoft, exciting company. We've got about 1,000 customers, and our business is all about managing infrastructure, IT infrastructure. We've sort of game-changing in some ways. The industry is around a $5 billion business, but we've managed to make some great inroads with service providers and also enterprises. So we have a very mix of customers and mix of needs.
What sort of percentages?
We have about 40% service providers, and the rest are enterprises.
That's a good number.
Yeah,
40%, right?
It is. It means we can sit in the middle and see the industry change from different perspectives, how the service providers are trying to deal with cloud, hosting, managed services, but then how the enterprises are consuming those services.
And what trends are you seeing?
Well, interesting you should say that. I just read a report from Gartner. They're predicting in 2015 that 20% of all the traditional data centers will be gone, and they'll be moved into the service providers. So we're seeing a growth, big growth across the world of service providers finding niches and finding different ways to deliver their services.
So everything from as basic as storage to hosted apps like maybe Exchange and I guess virtually anything and everything, right? Even, I mean, you go back long enough, you had Centrex, but you know, hosted phone systems, things like that as well, right?
Yep, we're seeing everything. So basically a CIO now sits down and instead of the first thing they think about is how do I get this done in my data center, they think how can I put this business out and find a company that does this every single day of a minute. And I want to put it in the best place for the best service and get that value from that service. So they're thinking outside the data center before they think about how they can do things inside the data center.
So a tough economy like we've seen for the last couple of years is potentially good for business?
Exactly. It's very good for business because people are looking for ways to save money and improve service to their customers. And products like Nimsoft is able to replace competitors, the traditional larger companies like IBM, HP, BMC, etc., and put in a more agile, more nimble solution that they're able to extend into the cloud, into SaaS applications, into VoIP applications, and into traditional data center. And even newer technologies like vBlock, the convergence of infrastructures, the vBlock that came out of Acadia.
So if you had to tell me the pain that you take away for customers, just give me a list of the bullets of all the pain that they have now, and then if they work with you, what pain goes away?
Great question. So a great example as well. We are a large financial institution in London, and they were looking at our solution, and with their current solution, it took them 6 weeks to provision a server. 6 weeks. So they had their development teams, they had their application teams demanding a private cloud. You go to Amazon, you can get it in minutes. So they said 6 weeks is unacceptable. So they moved to our solution, away from IBM, and now they can do it in 6 minutes.
Okay, so one pain is speed.
It's speed,
right?
Agility. And then the other side of the equation is that traditional data centers are trying to protect what they do. So they're looking at private clouds, and they're trying to be more service-oriented to their customers, like an MSP. So they're trying to take away that angle where the CIO is thinking of going outside, and they're trying to do it inside. And as I mentioned, convergence of infrastructures, that's helping them do that. It can just put something like a vBlock on the floor, and with it you get operating systems, you get storage, you get network, and you get virtualization.
So if companies are out there watching now and they're interested, whether they're a carrier or an enterprise, and they want to learn more, is there an area of your website dedicated to case studies or something like that so they could see what you've done?
Absolutely, yes. So nimsoft.com, if you go there, there is in fact user stories, solution stories, events, news, and on there we've got case studies of different companies around the world, service providers and enterprise, that have used our solution to improve their business service to their customers.
So you're at IT Expo. What participation are you at, or what are you doing here at the
show?
Great.
Hey, actually, we've got a booth down on the show floor.
And that's the MSP portion of the event, MSP World.
That's correct.
That's co-located with IT Expo. Okay,
exactly.
great.
And for fun, we've actually contracted a Tesla, brand new electric car. We're going to have it down on the booth.
Really?
Yeah, and we've contracted
Wow.
it for the next 6 months. And we're going to give it away at the end of the 6 months.
That's excellent.
Yeah, so we're going to make some noise around Nimsoft.
Wow. So
around our
somebody here
solution.
could win it, or do the, how does that
The
work?
idea is over the next 5 or 6 trade shows we're going to do in North America.
Wow.
We're going to take the Tesla to every single one of them, promote the Tesla
great.
and the green side of the car business and innovation, which aligns to our technology. At the end of the 6 months, we'll pull it out of a raffle.
That's great. Well, we're giving away a Mustang at this show.
That's great.
So it's, yeah,
Perhaps we
someone's
could
gonna...
drag race down on the...
Okay, that sounds good. I guess we're in Southern California, so there probably are charging stations. So that Tesla would be okay.
Very
But
good, yeah.
once we leave California, the Mustang, we can
Yeah,
we
you
can
can go
fuel
look
it
at
up and keep going. The Tesla, you're
I've
gonna have to
heard-
come back here.
I've heard the Tesla can do 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds.
Wow,
So.
that's pretty amazing. All right, well, hopefully I'm allowed to sit in it. I've never
Yeah,
been in one.
come on down.
Great. Well, thank you so much, and thanks for being on the program.
Thanks, Rich.
Great to see
Much
you.
appreciate it.